Sean McCall, great to see you here, and congratulations again. You've won the overall title. That must be a great feeling, sort of walking around and think, I'm actually the best on the planet at overall climbing here.
It's a really nice feeling, like you said it, and on top of that, this year I also won the overall world championships. So to have them both in the same year. A little bit lucky. Some people didn't compete in bouldering, but yeah, you still have to do both seasons, and I even did a bit of speed, so it's a great feeling. Hopefully I'll do well next year, but I have a goal this year, so I'm really happy about it.
It's quite interesting. We're just speaking to Akio and Kim Jo-in about Kim's going to go back to bouldering and they're going to have a real battle next year. And it's going to be the same with you and Jakob. And that's part of the excitement of it, isn't it? That you've got an individual battle, but also there's a little sub-story always going on.
Yeah, I love the little battles with Jacob, especially because he does bouldering in lead, and we don't even look at the points during the season. It's just, we're doing the bouldering season, I see him, he sees me, like, we're good friends, which is probably the best part about it. And then at the end of the bouldering season, we're like, I'm just ahead of you, or he's just ahead of me, and then, in the lead season, one might be pulling ahead, one might be catching up, but it would have actually been really close if he did the bouldering season this year, because like you said, I had a really good season in both, and so it would have been fun, but that's how it is.
It's tough. You guys are taking the medals in everything. It's not fair on some of these other little competitors coming up, but just to give us an insight, what are you going to do now between now and sort of, I don't know when the season starts next year, maybe March time or something like that. What do you actually do now in the next 4 or 5 months? Do you have a little rest first?
So me and most of the World Cup climbers, we pretty much stop climbing, at least stop training, pretty much after this comp because the season's over. Me, myself, I'll train, not even train, but I'll climb for 2 weeks, and then I take 4 to 6 weeks off. And when I say off, I go climbing maybe once or twice a week, but it'll be back in Canada. I'll be climbing with my friends, so I won't be training. I'll be screwing around with my friends, eating lots of desserts, drinking, It'll be a real off season for me. Like I said, 4 to 6 weeks. It'll carry me into mid-January, and then in mid-January I'll come back to Europe and I'll start training again for the season.
And you're really pumped for next year? You're going to give it another big go? It's obvious that you've done some work for this season because it's paid off in the results. So are you going to look to continue that for next year?
Because it's the end of the season right now, I'm looking forward to my break. But I can see myself, because I know myself, that in a month and a half, I'll want to compete again. I know that it's in my personality, it's a part of me. I love competing. But right now I'm looking forward to the off season. I'll go back, I'll get to see all my friends, I'll be back in Canada, I'll be back in Vancouver. I'll go through Christmas, New Year's, I get to go on a cruise with my family and my girlfriend. Fantastic. So it'll be really fun, and then after that I'll be probably pretty excited to get back to training and then look forward to the season.
And the World Tour itself is an incredible tour. The way it's grown over the years, and now you're going to venues, and the venues are full. I remember Toronto was crazy, but not just Toronto. There's so many places you go to, and you look out, and there's just thousands of people in front of you. That is fantastic to see for the sport as well.
Oh yeah, I see it for the sport, and even if I happen to not be in finals or if I'm watching the women's, and I look out and see the crowd, it excites me that our sport can generate that crowd. And you think back to the 2012 World Championships in Paris. And people were like, there's 8,000 people watching, and I just climbed in front of them, but I couldn't hear anyone, or I could only hear a few very certain specific people, but it's a pretty cool feeling, so I hope it continues like that, and we get even bigger crowds and big auditoriums.
Absolutely. Well, Sean, it's great chatting to you. Congratulations again, overall world #1 and overall world champion in one season. Well done.
Thank you.